You said there's been a negative PR campaign in the media in the States. We've got the same here in Australia. Where do you think that's coming from? Who's driving that? Who's lobbying that?
I don't know exactly. I have some ideas. Number one, part of it is self-inflicted for sure. There's no question. As I mentioned earlier, there's some of the stupidest, god-awful accidents happen in medical spas where people will get arrested. They're janitors doing Botox or whatever it is. Or we had an issue in Texas recently where some totally uncompliant, no medical supervision, some poor lady passed away from an IV because they had nothing in place. And so it's stuff like that is the first thing. So you get these stories that come out, and anywhere the media loves these kind of lurid negative stories. And when you have things like that happen, it's very easy to latch onto. It's very easy to focus on the fact that there are this industry that is making a ton of money, that everybody's using. At the same time, it's been publicized through the Kardashians and Keeping Up with the Real Housewives, all of these things. It's gotten so ubiquitous on social media and on TV that it's everywhere. Yeah. So you have those two things together, and it becomes a real fascination in the media, not to mention that a lot of folks are doing these treatments. And so it's not something that is hidden. But then there's definitely a bit of a turf war going on where there's a segment of providers who typically, and this is not, I'm painting with a broad brush because it's not only dermatologists, but there's a segment of dermatologists specifically who don't like medical spas too much. And I'm not crapping on derms because we have a lot of them in our association and they're great, but there's no question that we've had some run-ins with a few groups that have been pushing a narrative that we are unsafe and that our providers are unsafe and that medical spas themselves have higher incidence of bad outcomes and side effects than, say, a board certified derm. And a lot of things that aren't true, that are really, I think, provably false. And so that there's both of those things. So it's, and to an extent, I understand it because the medical spa industry has exploded, and there's no question that it's eaten up market share for some of these folks that are trying to grow, and so they're threatened. And I think so it's a turf war, but it's also our own stupidity doing stupid stuff and not self-regulating, not really having our own house in order. Yeah. And I think those two things together create an issue where you can have this bad. There was just a story that came out just today in like Allure magazine, which is Condé Nast, a massive publication about med spas, that was less than flattering. It was like the third or fourth one this year. It's been, so there's a lot of them that are being pushed by groups that would like to see us fail.